My name is Prof. Dr. Azlina Amir Abbas. I'm currently the Deputy Dean for Development and Infrastructure in the Faculty of Medicine here in Universiti Malaya. My other job is an orthopedic surgeon in the Department of Orthopedic Surgery in the same university. I think it was firstly to follow in my dad's footsteps, because my dad was a doctor, a general practitioner actually. I think for me the thing that I love most about in medicine, and I think that's why I felt the calling for medicine, was that the ability to help out people in need in a different way, of course, health-wise. And I think the fun fact that I'd like to share about orthopedics is I think it's one where you get instant gratification. If you imagine a patient that presents to the hospital or to you in great difficulty, they can't walk because they have painful knees, you do surgery, the next day they walk and they go, most of my pain is gone. So same with fractures, right? They come in with a broken arm, you fix it, and they can move their arms and all that as usual. So that's the part I think is the fun part about orthopedics for me. It's really taking care of the not just the building, but also the people in the faculty, making sure that we have all the materials and the assets for teaching, for learning and research, and making sure that from the building point of view, the facilities point of view, they're, they work, right? They're not falling apart, nothing is collapsing over our heads while we are here at work. So that's basically what I would say the job entails. Okay, so I think of late, I'm not sure whether you noticed the number of lecture halls that have been updated and upgraded, and currently the big renovations and repairs that we're doing are in the older lecture halls, DK 1, 2, 3, where we are bringing them up to the 21st century. Research-wise, we also are looking at renovating and upgrading the various labs around the faculty. And I think slow progress, but surely we will reach that, and hopefully all these advances and repairs and upgrades will benefit our students in general. Okay, I guess in brief, there's a couple of ways. A lot of it depends on a few things. Number one is, what is the long-term plan of the university and the faculty, right? So that's one way that we target, this receives priority over, let's say, other things. The other way, of course, is through concerns or complaints raised by everyone in the faculty, warga faculty, mostly either through the online complaint system or directly to me. I get people sending me WhatsApp of car parks, of toilets not flushing, or this and that. But we take all of that seriously, and from there our technical team then looks at what is the job scope that needs to be done, right? Is it repairs? Is it upgrades? Whatever it is that needs to be done. They then draft up an estimate of costs and all that, and once we get the approvals, not just at faculty level but also at central level, then it goes through the procurement process, which then allows us to hire people to help us do the repairs, etc. Well, I think the biggest challenge is managing people's expectations. A lot of people think that, especially if they have made a complaint today, the problem would be fixed by this afternoon, right? It's not entirely possible. Some things, yes, we can try to address. I think the next challenge we have to think of is timeline issues, budget issues, because there are some limitations to what we can achieve and what we can ask for or request for. Because if the budget is not there, if there's a limited amount of funds, for example, then you can't have this glorified 5-star toilet that you see in some of the major hotels or shopping malls, for example. So balancing all that with people's expectations, that sometimes can be quite challenging. And I think if you look at sustainability, a lot of people think it's more of environmental, but actually even sustainability in terms of people management is also an important thing. We are also in line with the university's recommendations. For example, you don't print unless you really have to. Electricity, making sure that lights turn off. We probably will try to move towards switches that are light activated. So when it's dark, the switch turns on. When it's bright enough, then the switch turns off. That you get that even in lamppost on the road. So why not here in the faculty? I think we are also moving towards switching our lights from the normal fluorescent lamps that we have to LED lights. So that would be not so hot, less of a fire hazard, hopefully. And again, maintenance of air conditioning, because when your air cons don't work, they're not very efficient energy-wise. Temperature-wise, it's very uncomfortable for staff. Then they become less productive, and that's not good for everyone. So those are some of the things that we can do. Sleep. You want the honest answer? I'll tell you it's sleep. I think that's the other thing, you see, because in this job, you can't really turn off your phone. So I do appreciate the moments when I do get time to myself. So yeah, it's relaxing at home. Okay, I don't sleep 24/7, but it's relaxing at home. I have a young child. He's 8, so it takes a lot of my own energy to play and do stuff with him. I think when I was younger, it's more of shopping and traveling in my free time whenever I can. I think what was memorable for me was that in all the difficulties I had to get through my program, to get through the degree, it did teach me a lot about myself, strength and resilience, but it also made me appreciate my friends even more, because then those who were there to help you out through thick and thin. I think that to me was the most memorable parts of my medical school. I think other than that was when I went away for the second half of my medical school. So the school that I was in was a training program. So 2 years in Malaysia and the remaining half was overseas. And certainly being overseas was extremely memorable. Remember, I like traveling, but that really opened my eyes to how things were done differently overseas. It was a Western country, and when you come back here to Malaysia, then you realize there's some things that we could do better, and that was an eye-opening experience for me, and very memorable indeed.